Hey y'all, this is Mrs. Langeman. I have been working with the students on subtraction with regrouping. It has been on our morning work, and so I wanted to just kind of help the parents out with how I've been teaching them. This afternoon, before the students left, I gave them 3 subtraction problems on a notebook paper. I'm looking at their work right now, and I want to show you what I gave them and how I would walk them through it. The first problem I gave them was, I'm sorry, I'm going to put this down. Hopefully that's a little bit better. 1,837 subtract 428. So like I told the students, you're always going to start in the ones place value. Right now you have 7 and you can not subtract 8 from that, so we must go to regroup from 3. We go over to the tens place value. The 3 then becomes a 2, and we are technically borrowing 10, so we are going to add 10 plus 7 to get 17. I have asked the students not to regroup all the way through. We're just going to do one place value at a time as needed. So we have 17 minus 8, maybe 9, and you've got 2 minus 2, which will give us 0, and then we've got 8 minus 4, which will give us 4, and 9 minus 0 is 1. So we have 1,409. We can actually check our work by doing 1,409 plus 428, and if our work is correct, it should check out to 1,837. So we've got 9 plus 8, 17, 3, 8, 1,837. So it looks like our difference is correct. That was the first problem. The second problem I gave the students was 2,321 subtract 782. So again, looking at the ones, we've got 1 take away 2, we cannot do it. So we're going to come over to the 2 to regroup. There's more than 0 there, so he can be regrouped. We're going to turn him into a 1. And then we're going to bring 10 over to the ones place value. And then we've got 10 plus the initial 1 will give us 11. And then we've got 11 minus 2. We can now do that. It's 9. And then we come back over to the tens and we've got 1 minus 8. We cannot do that subtraction problem. So again, we're going to come next to the place value to the left, which would be the hundreds. The 3 is going to become a 2. And again, we're just going 10 place value 10 times smaller, so this is going to become a 10 as well, but we already have that initial 1, so that will become an 11. So now we can do 11 minus 8, which is going to give us 3. And then we are doing the hundreds place value. You've got 2 minus 7. You cannot regroup, you cannot subtract that, so we're going to have to regroup. We're going to come over to the next place value. That would be the thousands. It's going to turn to a 1, and we are again going to add 10 to this place value. So we already have an initial 2 there, so 10 plus 2 would give us 12. Now we can do 12 minus 7, which is going to give us 5, and then we have 1 minus nothing, which is 1. So we have an answer of 1,539. Again, we can check our work by doing 1,539 plus the 782 should give us the 2,321 that we started off with. 9 plus 2. So we've got 8. 1, 7, 13. So 2,300. So that checks out. So this is correct. And the final problem that I gave the students is a subtraction problem with regrouping that has a 0, So we did 3,904. And we subtracted 1,526. Okay, so we're going to start with the ones place value. We've got 4 minus 6. We cannot do it. So we're going to come over to the next place value, which is a 0. We do not have anything that we can borrow from that 0, so we're going to slash him out. We're actually going to come over to the next place value. This 9 is actually going to become an 8 because we are only going to borrow him one time. However, we're going to distribute him throughout. So usually when you borrow, you would put a 10 here, but because there's a 0, we are going to turn him into a 9. Typically students just automatically put 9 there, but I don't know if they understand why they would put 9 there. That is why, because we are actually going to have to take one from this for our ones place value. So this is going to become the 10 plus the initial 4, which would give us 14. Now we should be able to regroup. We have got 14 minus 6, which would give us 8. We've got 9 minus 2, which should give us 7. We've got 8 minus 5, which will give us 3. And we've got 3 minus 1, which will give us 2. Bring our comma down. So our answer is 2,378. We should be able to check our work by adding 2,378 plus our 1,526 should give us a total of 3,904. If it does, then we are correct. 8 plus 6, 14, 0, so 3,904, and that's initially where we started. So our answer, 2,378, is correct. I hope this helps. If you could practice this regrouping method with your child. Thank you so much for watching.